Jump on the bull here, people. We're about to 8-second ride the Smug.
We're here today in Stuart, Florida. I'm pretty stoked about today. We did a rinse wash demo, but I'm more stoked about what you created. So you have a system here that I actually bought from another store to try because I wanted to get like overnight shipping. Not that you don't do that, I just wanted it overnight to test it.
Yeah, sure.
So walk us through the gems of your line here that no one knows about.
So we have our Beast compound, which, as the name says, Beast, that implies that it's really aggressive. Well, it is, but it's aggressive to where it'll remove sanding scratches and weathered paint and swirls and all that, but it also finishes extremely nice, and it's easy to use. And then for show car polishing, we have the finisher polish.
So there's a double entendre here, right? There's double meaning.
Yeah.
You have the Beast to go with the new Beast. Well,
sure, yeah. We're a big fan of flex polishers here.
And then you have the finisher to go with the finisher. Not that they are, that's how Eddie thinks. I'm like, he's a rap star here. Nick's a rap star.
If you want to do it that way, absolutely. A lot of guys like to use the Beast, which they call it the Beast because it's gear driven, force rotation, right? And then the finisher is a free spinning tool, but it has a larger 15mm orbit.
I did a test on yours, and for the Beast here, I did a test on this. I have about 32 compounds in my house. Jamie saw it from all walks of life.
32?
No joke. I have a whole cabinet dedicated just to compounds.
Okay.
So anything from Cartec to Angel Wax to stuff from Korea, new stuff from Korea, all the American stuff. And what I did was I tested yours against my top 4 Beast, and this gave me Angel Wax Resurrection without the staining of the trim.
Okay, good.
I didn't have to take the trim off. You still want to tape it off because even at a high speed with wool, it'll stain it, but I wasn't getting any of that. So can you walk us through a demo of why this is so good? We already did the work here, right? We 2,000 grit, 3,000 grit, and this car is hashed.
Yeah.
And you know who's never used a forced rotation in his life?
Who's that? Jamie?
Yeah, so can we use this as an opportunity to train, to go through it? I already know how to cut. I'm a better paint corrector than he is.
And a better cameraman too, from
100%. He sucks.
Okay.
But I'll demo it first, and I'd like you to show him how to use the Beast on the Beast.
Oh,
would that
awesome.
work?
Absolutely.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back in. Look, force rotation. Yeah, I've never jumped into the force rotation machines. I just like, the free orbit spinning 15, 21mm. I like a good rotary, but just never got a gear driven. So Nick, take it away.
Wow.
Tell us a little bit more about Beast compound before we get into the polisher, by the way.
Sure, yeah. So Eddie was asking about the abrasive technology. There's several countries that manufacture high quality abrasive technology, and there's only a few companies that actually make their own abrasive technology. So that's not an industry that we wanted to get into, right?
No.
So I have no problem saying that we actually worked with a very well-known, respectable company for their abrasive technology.
Nice.
Of course, we had to make some changes to it, and then other parts of the formula are proprietary. But basically, there's abrasives that you get from the ground. Picture a guy shoveling some dirt, okay, even though it's not that archaic, but it's still, it starts off from the ground. And then there's what they call engineered abrasive technology, which is made in a lab. And that's what we used for the Beast compound.
So this is engineered.
Engineered, yeah. So here, have you used this yet?
No, I've never used the Beast compound.
I want him to use it because he's never touched in his life.
Just say, give me your finger. Now rub that between your finger.
So no grit.
It feels like, well, there's grit in there, but it's so fine you can't. Yeah, you can't feel it, right?
No, yeah.
So normally a compound that's this aggressive, it's going to feel like sand in between your fingers.
Yes. And that's call it rocks in a bottle.
Rocks in a bottle. That's not the case. So this cuts like a son of a gun, or cuts like a beast, but it finishes like a polish. So with the force rotation, this is an 8mm, and this is the new gear-driven 24-volt flex machines they just came out with. So
yes, beautiful machines.
For those of you that don't know what force rotation is that this pad, it's gear-driven. It's not free spinning, so there's always tension on here, and what that means is when you pull this trigger, nothing is going to stop this pad from rotating, and that's why they call this tool the Beast. It just keeps cutting and cutting and cutting. So we have 5 different pads here. We have 4 foam pads, and this is the level of aggressiveness: yellow, orange, white, black. But whenever you're working on paint that's in bad shape, or especially sanding marks, it's best to use a more aggressive pad. Everyone says start the least aggressive, and that's true, but you guys sanded this.
We already sanded.
We know it's going to take a wool pad to do it effectively, so just go right to the wool pad.
You don't want to be chasing the leftover sanding marks.
Oh, exactly, yeah. Get in, get the job done, get paid, and go home. So with this compound, a little bit goes a long way. With the wool pad, I'm going to quote unquote prime it just by putting 4 lines on here. But moving forward, when you're using a foam pad, it just takes a few pea-sized drops. You do not have to use a lot of this compound. Nice. So I'm going to apply it right here. And one thing I like about this compound, Jamie, is the fact that it does not smell bad. A lot of compounds smell terrible.
So does this be like solvent-based, water-based? I'd imagine more water-based.
So it is more water-based, but there are solvents in it.
Right.
But it actually smells more like, well, a skin lotion.
Yeah.
It really has all the characteristics of it. So I've got my wool pad here. And the reason we're using wool is that it's far more aggressive than foam. Each one of these fibers here, there's probably millions of them, they're all abrasive. And they all cut into the paint. They engage the abrasives in the compound. So this tool, it's variable speed. You can go all the way from speed 1 to 6. And the trigger itself, too, is variable. And you can lock the trigger in place. So you don't have to use a really high speed. Like I'm going to use speed probably 4, 4.5 for this, but I'll spread it out on a lower speed first. So it's spread out, and I'm going to depress the trigger all the way, lock it in place, put it to speed 4, and since we are trying to remove sanding marks, I'm going to put about 15 pounds of pressure on the head of this tool. And I'm going to make about 4 or 5 slow, overlapping passes. That's 1. And I'm overlapping a little bit each time. 2. There. That's 3.
So how do you stop force skipping?
Yeah, because that's kind of the problem with the the forced rotation is it wants to get away from you. So is the downward pressure helping you a lot there or what?
So a couple things. Number 1, I have enough compound on the pad. You know, years ago people started this whole obsession with like less is more. Yeah. And that's true. Like. But there's a balance with that. You have to have enough compound or polish on the pad to lubricate the surface. Makes sense. So now this pad is primed, I won't use as much. So lubrication is really important. And it's also, too, the pressure is important as well. But one advantage with this tool, or if you want to look at it as a disadvantage if you're not using proper technique, is with this machine being forced rotation, it's what they call a self-teaching tool. So if the pad is not flat, this machine...
It'll let you know.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. It's the machine. It'll let you know.
Yeah.
Just know this probably better than anybody else. Make sure there's no grit on your towel in case you dropped it or somebody used to wipe their forehead, that kind of thing, okay? And then the secret to wiping off a compound is to take short, firm strokes. Don't wipe like a wild man that forgot to take his medication. Take short, firm strokes and take your towel. And you see how it builds up on the towel?
Yep.
That's normal. That's the excess product. That's why you have to have lots of towels, which you guys sell lots of
Plenty
towels.
of towels, Nick.
Have plenty of towels. Don't ever buy just 1 or 2 towels, guys. Buy lots of towels. This is like to say, hey, this is how the compound works. This is what the tool does. This is not show car detailing.
Exactly.
So in the real world, don't go sanding your factory paint. The paint on this Jeep, leave it alone. The paint on this Jeep is about 3 mils thick, which is as thick or as thin as a piece of printer paper.
Yep. That's real thin.
Yeah. So normally you don't sand factory baked on clear coat because it's too thin and it's too hard.
Yeah. Then the show cars, they'll have piles of clear coat on there for custom paint jobs, that kind of deal.
And the paint is much softer too, so the scratches come out a lot easier.
There you go. Okay. Also, we're doing the 4 drops. The reloaded.
I would do like 4 dime-sized drops. Since you have a wool pad, it absorbs more of the product.
Yes. So much different from the foam variety.
Yep.
It's got our nice sanding marks. So I'll spread it out.
All right, Jamie, real quick.
We're about to jump on the bull here, people. We're about to 8-second ride this mug. Well, this thing wants to take you on a trip.
It does.
Wants to take you on a trip.
Turn up the heat.
Get up. Hit that lock button. Nice downward pressure.
Yep.
Woo, it wants to get away from you. That's why they call it the beast.
It built some muscle.
But if you master, well, I guess we'll talk in a minute, but master the control, it'll save you some fatigue, I feel like, because it drives itself.
Oh yeah, big time.
Like the instant stop, there you go.
Yep.
Let's see if I was able to ride that bull, see if we did anything.
And what's nice about this compound is it works on any paint system. So German paint, American paint, aftermarket paint, single stage.
There we go, Nick. Tell me, did you see anything? Did we get it?
I think it looks great.
You said less is more.
Yep.
So you don't want to see me do this.
If you want to do that, you can.
All right, cool.
Yeah. That equals about 3 or 4 dime size drops.
So when you're doing the rotary, what speed do you go?
So the actual speed on here, being the new tool, I don't remember. So about 1,000 RPM for cutting is what I like to do.
All right. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like going back and forth. I don't like going up and down.
Yep.
I like to do more of a mow down. Does that make sense?
Sure, yeah.
Oh, dude. For days, bro. Oh my gosh, dude. I was so
Isn't that tool nice?
Dude, so stoked. That got the wipe off. You know what I like about it? I overworked it on purpose. Like I got a little hot because I wanted to see what the wipe off was on this.
Yep.
And the wipe off, even when it was a little hot, you see some that get real chalky.
Oh yeah.
This is nice. We're gonna definitely finish that down. I burnt the paint. Like we're definitely gonna have to finish that down. Use this with a white finishing pad.
Yep.
What would makes? Can I use this as a one step?
Absolutely.
So I can use it with a firmer pad, get in, do the one step, things of that nature.
Yeah, you can do it with the white pad. It's fine.
Oh, and you prime it the same way, huh?
Yeah, that's how I've always done it. You know, I don't really get into like taking my finger.
No, I
and
don't have time
just,
for that
no,
nonsense.
me neither.
I don't sit there for 2 seconds either. Life, like this costs money. So when people do this, and you're getting, unless you're doing it for fun, time is money.
Oh, it sure is.
So I'm not gonna sit here and be like,
Yeah, I agree, and I don't want to over my fingers either. So I'll spread it out, lower speed, spread it out. Medium downward pressure.
and you're using the beast, right?
Yeah.
So you can use the forced rotation to finish.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I didn't know that either.
Oh, for sure.
I thought it was only meant to cut.
No. All right. Cool. This isn't the towel, or the head towel, is it?
No, it's my hand. I mean, it's something that, bro. Listen, everybody. Okay, if you see my look, I'm glistening. Okay, it's not even Christmas. I'm out here.
Not even Christmas.
I'm out here. Sleigh bells ring. Neck is glistening.
Old Saint Nick.
Oh, look at that wipe off. It's real nice.
Yeah. World, people would only buy McKee's 37. Really. But I've had enough experience, I've been doing this for 15 years, to understand that all paint systems are different, and it's good to have a variety of chemicals on hand. So have the Beast, have the Finisher, you know, have some other brands compound and polish, because certain paint systems and the climate, the humidity, the dryness, whatever it is, you just find that, hey, this works well across the board, but there might be some kind of vehicle where your Menzerna or your Jescar or your DIY or, you know, something like that where it just works better. So have selection.
That's good. You know what I like about your honesty is him owning a business. We own a business. We say the same thing. And there's a different knife for a different piece of meat. Like you got your bone knife. I get it.
Yeah.
But if it was me, right?
Yeah.
Let's just get back to the real world here, okay? Get back to the real world.
Yeah.
If it was me. What's someone say? If it was me doing this, I'll be getting the wool pad, a cutting pad, I'll be getting the Beast. I'll cut the whole car, call Isabel. Come here, Isabel, finish it. She'll come in, she'll do what's finisher. and my job is done.
Is Isabel your wife?
She's my daughter.
Oh, your daughter.
She actually learned the detail from Ivan LaCroix.
Nice.
And
cool.
she cuts paint.
So you do the cutting and then she does the finishing?
She'll do the finishing, or she'll be like,
wow.
Dad, I'll do the finishing. You go order the one step, and I'll go in ceramic coat.
Nice.
Isabel, Wanda, she's my oldest daughter. Shout out to my girls. Love you both. All right, my oldest daughter, she does the inside.
Nice.
And she details as good as Jamie.
That's great, getting the family involved.
Yeah, well, they
Awesome,
want
man.
money. I'm not in a realm of just, here's $10, you know what I'm
Here
saying?
we had a nice fuzzy story here,
No.
father, daughter, now
No.
there's money involved.
Here's the thing, right? The thing I'm telling you is the only thing we can teach our kids, right, is hard work. I have nothing to give them. My dad told me I could teach you how to work hard and earn your own way,
Yep.
or you could get it for free and never appreciate it. So they appreciate
Yeah,
it.
that's good,
Just
man.
like I appreciate this.
Yep.
With this said, Nick Rutter, Eddie Cologne, House of Rags. You can find these both at our store, his store. And again, if you haven't used the Flex yet, I'm going to tell you this. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
Huge fan of this tool.
Oh, they're awesome.
I think this is the best rotary they made, and I have the quarter one. I have every single Flex polisher. I gave Jamie some. This to me is one of the best tools I have used in a while to balance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Nick, thanks for your time, man.
Hey, sure
Thanks for
thing,
showing us
man.
that.
Yeah.
We're out.